I want to tell you where I live. And I live in North Carolina, Carter County area mostly. And where I live, the town was discovered in 1709. It's located in the state of the former Corey Indian village, Quack, Cwarioc, meaning fish town, which was established. Early owners of the small town at the west end of the land surrounded by the core sound known today as Taylor's Creek and the Newport River included Farnell Groom, Robert Turner, Richard Russell, and Nathan Taylor. Basically, those are the people who have discovered where this is, and we did have pirates here where I live. We had Blackbeard in the late 1600s, or yeah, 1600s maybe. The ruse of tying a lantern about a horse's neck and walking along the shore with it was used to lure ships at sea onto the banks where they could be scuttled and robbed, presumably, and victims believed the lanterns were stern lights of another ship, which they would follow for safety. The name Nag's Head, from the horses or nags, is supposed to have delivered from such a practice. So, basically, they would lure the people onto the banks. Let's say, alright, hold on. Ship, banks. Oh, there's a light. Oh, grounded. You was getting robbed. Either way you try to go around, you was getting robbed. Either way, you get lured. The pirates had been roaming the Atlantic coast for years with bases in the Bahamas. Edward Teach, better known as Blackbeard, was one of the more infamous. Stead Bonnet, a gentleman by birth and well educated, was one of the Blackbeard's lieutenants, and they had friends everywhere in Virginia and North Carolina and South Carolina. Occasionally pirates would come onto the Pamlico Sound to visit and resupply. Some people were indignant that these pirates were allowed to roam so freely and were tolerated by the government officials. So this is actually quite surprising, because I'm like reading this off of a history site about where I live. I've never really actually looked at this. It said Blackbeard was a frequent visitor to Corsound, perhaps residing at the Hammock House. When in the neighborhood, he would, according to legend, merely anchor his ship in the creek to the house and tie onto the porch post. There were the other stories about his association with the Hammock House as well, including a burial of treasures in the yard, although none has been found after 1718, when Blackbeard and his others had been driven away from the Bahamas by the English. He began making his headquarters near Bath. Records say that Blackbeard and Bonnet visited Corsound area in the 1718s and committed that. I'm just gonna fur my town. I really don't want to say it. And committed that was a poor little village at the upper end of the harbor. In June, Blackbeard put his and Bonnet's ships in the old Topsail Inlet. He tricked Bonnet into going to the baths. Blackbeard then sank both ships, leaving the crews to fend for themselves. He took off in the only ship left, and he carried his booty away. By booty, we don't need a butt. We don't mean butt. We mean expensive things. I've learned a lot about my town in just like these 4 minutes, just to tell you. I never knew a lot of this, but basically my town is a small town, and it was voted the coolest little town. Lies, it's all lies, it's lies. We're super small. If anything, Moorhead should have been anything for us. But yeah, basically that's a little bit about my town. I might be doing a part 2, maybe, which might be tomorrow night, since I really won't have anything to do tomorrow night. So this whole time from tomorrow, which is Wednesday, until next Wednesday, that's how long I will have off if I don't have to take a retest on Thursday, which I'm pretty confident on that. Surprisingly, I am. Don't ask me how, don't ask me why, I'm just super confident on it. But Yeah, I'm like messing with the flashlight, sorry. But it's not gonna really kill me that much to go and have to go retake my science if I have to, because I was sure on most of it, not everything, but most of it. So I'm not gonna say, yeah, I totally passed everything, but I'm confident in myself that I either made it 76, 78, or 82. Somewhere in between the 75 to 84, 4-ish. Yeah, that's what I'm confident that I could get around. Oh yeah, there's also this one thing that I wanted to show you in the last video, but I couldn't find it. I still can't find it. It's basically done with parachute cording, but I use this really thin parachute cording to do it. And they're rings, and they're gorgeous rings, I can promise you that. But I can't find them at all. There goes my mom playing with the phone. She can see Mr. Fluffy Tails come to join us. Yes, they can. Come here. Mr. Fluffy Tails come to join us. He'll sit in my lap and something. Plum. You wanna help me sign off? Bye guys. This is me and my kitty saying bye-bye. We'll see you again sometime else.